Gab, just to put it, just all in layman's terms, basically, in La Liga, every club has got a certain amount of salary which they can spend on players. Barcelona, as Shaka said, has exceeded that. And their hope was that they would basically give Barcelona some leeway in offering Lionel Messi a new contract because Messi is very much the poster boy of La Liga. So it's basically a massive standoff. Is that right? Between La Liga and between Barcelona. Barcelona saying, look, if you want La Liga to be a success, you need Messi. And La Liga saying, look, everyone's got to live under these same rules. You've got to abide by them. You've got to get rid of him. Is that where we stand? And is it all going to be down to La Liga whether or not they're going to cave?
I think, well, to answer your first question, yeah, I think you photographed it correctly. The salary cap is based on projected revenues and costs and whatnot. But you kind of know what it is ahead of time, right? Going into the summer, you can still sell players, but it's difficult for Barcelona to sell their players, as we know, because they all make too much money. But that's the idea. And so one way this gets resolved is that Tebas looks around and says, well, wait a minute, I can't afford to lose Lionel Messi because people pay a lot of money for Liga rights, including this network. And without Lionel Messi, it's just not as valuable. And maybe CVC Capital Partners also get cold feet. Wait, we're giving you 3.2 billion, but we want Messi to be part of it. That's certainly one reading of it. That seems to me to be the most obvious reading, the most pro-Laporta reading, if you will, where Laporta sits down with Messi's agent, who also happens to be his dad, and says, hey, don't worry about it. We got this all agreed. We're going to go and scare Javier Tebas. And he's going to cave. That's the most obvious reading. But I think it goes beyond that. They might want to blow up the CVC deal because ultimately, longer term, it means Real Madrid and Barcelona giving up a lot of control, not just to La Liga, but to CVC Capital Partners as well, to an external investment group who you know, going to have all sorts of covenants on what they do. And then there's a third possibility, which is, as sometimes happens, you agree a deal, but then it comes down to sign the papers and say, hey, by the way, it's going to cost you an extra million here, an extra million there. So those are kind of the three scenarios. We don't know, but tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock local time, Joan Laporta will be addressing the media, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more clarity. But you know what? I wouldn't hold my breath.
Okay, so let's just say he leaves, that this is done, that whatever is going on sees him leave Barcelona. According to the bookies, Jules, PSG is the most likely of destinations. First off, if PSG wanted this to happen, could they make it happen?
They certainly believe that they could, yes. They've been working on a potential offer, let's call it that way, for weeks now. We've mentioned it many times on the show. They never believed that he would leave Barcelona, but just in case, to be ready, if that day happened, and that day could be today, then they wanted to be ready and to be able to offer Messi something. We know that the contact between the Messi family and PSG has always been on. And certainly they believe that they would have enough, especially this summer when financial fair play is on holidays, let's put it that way, that this could be the time that you could keep Neymar, who's already extended his contract, that you can still have Mbappe probably for the last year, and then add Messi to your squad, to your roster, and that they could make this work. I've always been skeptical in terms of numbers, that they could afford all of them, and now you also have to add Wijnaldum and Donnarumma and Sergio Ramos, their wages, their transfer fees for Hakimi, his wages as well. So they will also have to sell, which is all part of the same plan. But certainly, although right now I'm being told they still believe he will stay and that this is all a big bluff, they seem to be ready potentially to make him an offer. And right now I can only see them being able to afford him.
Gab, have you had a good après-ski? Why are you giggling so much?
No, I just looked at the list of potential destinations. It's all the familiar names, and then I see Inter Milan, and I'm thinking to myself, wait, is this the only scenario? I think, unless there's something I don't know, even if Lukaku leaves, the only scenario I think in which Messi moves to Inter is the one where Messi goes and buys the club from Suning and installs himself there. I genuinely, that really would be, or he goes there and reveals he's been an Inter fan all along and he's going to play for free or something, but. Man, yeah, no, sorry about that. I couldn't help myself. I don't know who makes these odds. I'm sure there's a lot of thought behind them.
My favourite one's any MLS club.
Right. Yeah.
Well, he's not going to Portland Timbers, not going to Columbus,
Not
going to New England Revolution.
Stadium.
Huh? He's not going to Kansas.
Right. See if you have any MLS clubs you can name.
I'm struggling.
But
I'm thinking of cold ones.
But you think Inter Miami, LA Galaxy, the usual suspects.
Correct.
Wouldn't it
No.
be?
No, it's not at that. We're not at that point. So
How keen would you be to see him at PSG?
I just think it'd be nice to see him going somewhere else. That's nothing against Barcelona, but I do think it would be a little boost for him towards the end of his career, because everybody's career comes to an end, and there's no doubt he's not there yet, but it's heading that way. And I think it would do. But I think as a player, sometimes it would do you as good. A change is as good as a rest.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, he's not been able to get Barcelona over the line in the last couple of years, so it's not going to be easy to go. And I'm just thinking about if I'm the manager at PSG, I would just keep. I mean, that's a super talented
The
team.
last 2 days we've been discussing whether
It's
Neymar's
finances.
been a failure because PSG don't win. If this 11 doesn't win the Champions League, football has failed.
Luis, it's not a bad front line, is it? Messi, Mbappe and Neymar?
Can you tell me another three that with that powerful problem? Maybe Manchester City at the moment, but not many teams in Europe or in the world can have that amazing quality up front. But I still don't see it. We are talking about Lionel Messi leaving Barcelona. I think he doesn't have to leave. I mean, he was already outside because I think the contract ended 30th of June, if I can recall. So he's a free agent at the moment. So people is talking about, no, he's leaving Barcelona. No. He's already left. So he's a free agent and anyone can sign him. So we'll see what happens.
It was interesting, what Gab was saying. I think it was Gab saying there's a press conference for tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Tomorrow morning, European time, 11 a.m. or give or take. But I presume we haven't heard so far from the Messi camp.
No.
And I wonder if we are going to hear from them, because that's until they say something, I don't think we're going to get much clarity. I think, as Gab said, it will be a press conference tomorrow that might tell us little. But until him himself or his father comes out, then I think we're all going to be, everybody's just going to be guessing here at the strategy.
Meanwhile, Jules, Harry Kane has gone very much down the pecking order. He's still at Gab's Alpine retreat. The reason I bring him up is that could we foresee a situation where Manchester City will look at that Kane money and go, well, you know what? Why don't we just get Messi?
Yeah, of course. It's always possible. I just think that the strategy for the summer is Grealish and Kane. And of course, there was a time where there were talks about Messi. We know that last summer, when Messi was already close to leaving Barcelona, that they had long chat with Pep Guardiola. And of course, it would have been such a romantic way for him to go back to play with Pep again. I just think this time is gone, and that moment was last summer, not this summer again. And I really cannot see them already so involved in their recruitment. Grealish is done. Kane is the next one. They've been working on it. I mean, he's on strike. So if they said to him, hey, it was nice from you to go on strike, but you know what, actually, we're going to sign someone else, I don't think that will happen. I think it will be Grealish and Kane, and that Messi will not end up at City if he does leave Barcelona.
Yeah, and I think what Jules is saying, City's priority has been the number 9. They've gone the opposite way about it at the moment. The Grealish deal is done, but they're definitely after a striker, and we know it's Kane. There's no doubt about that. But look, let's look at it from the other perspective. This news is broken today, but are you telling me none of these big wigs at all these clubs knew that this kind of thing was going to happen? You're telling me nobody at Man City, bearing in mind Messi's former manager and other people that have been at Barcelona, don't speak to his representatives, or indeed maybe him himself? Bearing in mind there's a free transfer, and they get a pointer into what's going on. And so they probably realise that what the boys have been talking about is that this is all one big play in Spain, and the potential is that he's going nowhere. So they're just going to carry on with their business.
Right.
And they're going to sign Grealish, and they're going to sign Kane potentially, and then other clubs are going to go out and spend, because they know that the likelihood is that he's not going to leave, and probably the word on the street amongst the people that are involved in this, they probably knew, not saying weeks ago, but certainly, at least a day or two ago, that this was going to happen.
Right, last word on this to everyone. Luis, September 1st, of course, we'll see the transfer window close. Where's Lionel Messi?
With Barcelona shirt.
Gab?
Barcelona.
Jules?
PSG. I've got the shirts already. All 3 shirts. I've got them all. Number 10, Messi, everything. No, I'm kidding. Barcelona.
Jack?
Barcelona.
Wow.
Barcelona.
Wow. There you go then.
Oh, it's back to Harry Kane.
What an awful power play that was.
I tell you what, if he turns up for training, I'm going to be disappointed.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.